one of the pioneers in the Indian healthcare system of the Akash group of hospitals, and I'm joined by Ashish Chaudhary, the founder. Ashish, thank you so much for joining us at Business Today TV. The Akash group has been spearheading the India's medical system as well, and a lot of talks have been going about expansion in India. I'd like to first start by asking, the budget. How do you think, with the recent announcement on the cancer treatments has done, do you think the cost of cancer treatment would have done, and secondly, your reaction on the budget when it comes to the healthcare sector?
So, of course, the cancer treatment subsidy on the specific cancer drugs, which are primarily for breast cancer and lung cancer. So that is a a welcome thing from the entire healthcare industry, because there are more than 2 to 3 million people who are suffering from these deadly cancers, and of course this kind of subsidy is going to be very handy for their long-term treatment for the survival. Having said that, this is only catering to a particular percentage of the people who are suffering from one or the other medical disease. Overall, if you look at the budget, so we were expecting a lot more for the pharmaceutical, for the private healthcare space, and also to make the cost more and more affordable. And there was one additional thing which we were expecting since last 2 years. Government is working on making India as a global healthcare destination. So there is a program called Heal in India, Heal by India. So somewhere, a mechanism or the financial planning for, making India as a medical tourism hub, that could have been a great step. And of course, budget is not the end point of any innovation and policy changes. We still expect and hope that government is going to make the healthcare for Indians more and more affordable, and also make India as one of the most affordable, still quality-driven healthcare destination for rest of the world.
Right. Also, Ashish, another thing is the fact that, global counterparts are far more expensive than what India has to offer. I mean, there have been reports of, various people coming to India to, get a little bit of a cheaper treatment, but qualitative treatment, as you correctly pointed out. I want to ask you, what else the government needs to do to, in fact, make it more affordable for the Indian diaspora for affordable treatment, sir?
So, since 75% of the healthcare is in private hands, so if they are, they want to make the healthcare affordable, all the aspects which are related to operating a healthcare institute in a private setting, that have to be taken care of, like basic electricity, water supply, everything is being charged on commercial rates. The land cost, the infrastructure cost becomes too expensive. On an average, it is 1 to 2 crores per bed is the infrastructure cost. So imagine if somebody is making 100 bedded hospital, which of course is the minimum one can do for a multi-speciality, is going to spend at least 100 CR plus to get erected, and then for first 3 years there are a lot of operating losses. So nobody comes on day one to get a big cardiac surgery done in the new hospital. So all these aspects, if government gives some subsidies, some relaxation on the daily expenses, so that the organization is able to, healthcare institute is able to become self-sustaining at the earliest, I think that could be a major step. Plus reducing the cost of the medicines by reducing the tax structure around that, that's also going to reduce the overall expense in the patient care. So these things, if looked at, I think we can make it more and more affordable for those 75% of the population which is seeking healthcare through private players.
Also, Ashish, is there any recommendation that the hospital unions or you in particular have written to the government about? Has there been any discussions with the government regarding the same, or giving a tax holiday or any rebate or any subsidy? Is there any step that you have undertaken at your end?
Of course, through various professional organizations like FICCI, CII, NatHealth, we have been trying to approach. One major issue which is pending for a long time is the GST, set-off, where the input credit is not being given. So we are of the opinion that that's going to reduce our operating cost if we are able to. So outbound is there. If we charge the GST and then take the input credit, it's going to be almost 18 to 20% advantage to all healthcare players. So that's a direct cost for us. So that is still pending for many years. I think that could be a major step where the government can give a lot of relief to the healthcare institution. Apart from that, as I told you, the basic electricity and water is charged as commercial. That's something which is, hitting the bottom line big way in all healthcare institutions.
Also, Ashish, what's happening at Akash, if we may ask you? When we heard that, you've been working on a research paper also, could you give us some highlight on that?
Yeah, so as an orthopedic surgeon, I see vitamin D deficiency and its related complication on a daily basis. For last 2 decades, I've been noticing that this is one deficiency of a micronutrient which is prevalent across 90% of the population. Yet, there are not concrete steps taken from the government side to actually go for the eradication. Just like they had a fantastic program for the iodine, introduction in the salt, we thought of creating a policy document to try and take it to the government with a lot of research and scientific data which can prove that vitamin D needs some serious focus from the government and some directive which can be given to do the fortification drive so that the vitamin D gets to the food and the meal of each and every Indian possible, so that the long-term and short-term impact of vitamin deficiency can lead to a huge economic impact. So that the relation of the vitamin D deficiency causing so much of morbidity and diseases in the individuals, not only related to bone and joint, but also to infertility, autoimmune, cardiovascular diseases. So the spectrum is huge. And if we calculate the economic cost of the entire disease burden related to vitamin D, it's going to be an eye-opener for the government. So we are trying to create that, bring out that data, make a policy document, take all the stakeholders on board, get their opinions, and present it to the government for effective action.
And last question, Ashish, any comment on the expansion plans? We heard about you venturing into international markets as well. How is it looking like, and further India global expansion on the cards?
So already, as we speak, we have already opened one multi-specialty hospital in Tashkent, that's the capital city of Uzbekistan. We are already coming up with a specialized oncology or a cancer hospital in Dwarka, and the hospital in Gurgaon is also under construction. So hopefully by next year end, we'll have 4 hospitals already operating. And going forward, the first target is the North India, where we want to create a footprint and take the legacy of Akash to the far and wide area, so that more and more people can be served with the spirit of Akash.
Well, Ashish, thank you so much for joining us. Wishing you all the best, sir. Thank you.